you're not going to hear me or any of the 14 deputies that decided to make the changeover from the Sheriff's Office to the Allegheny County Bureau of Police say anything negative about Sheriff David Goad or the deputies who made the decision to stay behind. I believe we should all take the high ground. There's disagreement, obviously, but I can tell you I was nothing but impressed with the deputies that made that decision. And I'd like to say another thing that's real important here. I never went to any deputy and solicited them and said, why don't you come to us? And I tell you right now, these people are caught in the middle. These people are caught in the middle. It's been a very, very difficult time and situation for them, and they are my #1 concern, as well as the citizens of Allegheny County. We've met on 3 different days now. We've had an awful lot of excellent discussion. They are very proud of their service with the Allegheny County Sheriff's Department. They're proud of their time with Sheriff Goad, and in no way do they want to get into any conflict there. I think it would have been, we didn't tell them not to come, and we didn't ask them to come, but I think they felt very, very uncomfortable. The other thing I will tell you is this. I think the decisions of the deputies who made the decision to stay with the Sheriff's Office, I support them completely. I have friends there. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Sheriff's Office is still in business. Dave Goad is still the Sheriff, and he will be the Sheriff. The roles may have changed differently, but he has good people there. He has people there that I consider friends and that I look forward to working with no matter what happens through this whole process. We have made it very clear to the officers that have switched over that we expect them to be professional in every way. We've talked about a whole variety of things. You know, I don't want to speak for them because that's not fair. But I'll tell you my impressions are they didn't leave the Sheriff's Office because they disliked the Sheriff or they disliked other deputies they were working with. But I believe they did leave because they saw an opportunity to move to something new, to build something for the future. Again, I will treat each of you with dignity and respect. I won't interrupt you when you ask me questions, and I'll try to answer your questions as professionally and as honestly as possible. Please give me the same courtesy. Excuse me. How many jobs do I have? That's correct. I am retired. I'm not sure what you're saying.
Were the deputies guaranteed a job if they didn't go with your agency?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Were the deputies guaranteed a job if they didn't go with your agency?
What I told deputies who stayed with the Sheriff, who contacted me, and what I told deputies who contacted me and talked about the switchover is nobody, and this is the way it was relayed to me by the Allegheny County Commissioners, by the County Administrator, and by the Director of Human Resources, nobody's job is in jeopardy. If they decide to stay at the Sheriff's Office, their jobs are there. They will have the same base pay, the same rate of pay.
If they're not told if they don't come with you, then they don't have a guaranteed job.
Again, I'm a little...
Were the deputies told that they had a guaranteed job if they went with you?
A guaranteed job?
A guaranteed job, one way or the other. No matter what happens with Sheriff Goad today, were they guaranteed a job with you?
I don't think there's anything guaranteed. They have to go through a recertification process and they have to pass that.
Which hasn't been done yet, but were they guaranteed a job at your department if they went with you?
If they pass the recertification process, then yes, there's no reason that we wouldn't take the ones that switched over.
They were only offered one opportunity, and that was to go with you.
No, that's not correct. I don't know where you got that information. That is totally incorrect.
Listen to my opinion, you don't have to. I was like, these gentlemen don't want to listen to the rest of the people in Allegheny County.
I'm just telling you what I told people. I can't tell you what anybody else said.
All right.
They were given an option.
They were given an option, either way, a guaranteed job.
Yes, and that was the way it was explained to me, and that's the way I stand by it today. I was told from the beginning of this process, when the meeting started, that nobody would lose a job. They would be in one agency or the other.
Deputy Chief Dick, that we're losing control of the meeting. We need to call these people on to speak. gonna try to, if you have any questions, if you wanna stay there, that's fine, but we need to let the people speak that are signed up. This is not gonna go on until tomorrow. And you gotta respect that, and I gotta call the people on first that are signed up. It's the only fair thing to do. You start calling this again out of control, if everybody raising hands, nobody's gonna be able to hear anything. Our public meetings.
They need to answer our questions.
What's the question? All right, one more, please.
It's a two-part. What is your salary? And if no deputy had gone to your side or whatever,
Right.
would they have been maintained in the sheriff's office? And who would be doing the patrolling?
That's not a question that was ever discussed with me. I would assume if nobody would have switched over. Again, I didn't think we'd get 14. I'm trying to be as honest with you as I can. I didn't think we would get 14 deputies. I thought we would get more like 8 or 10. We got 14 people. Again, I've met them. I respect them. They made a difficult decision. They're not anti-anybody in the sheriff's department or anti-Sheriff Goode. And I can tell you I feel the same way. Now, the salary, I was hired 2 years ago by the county government for the 911 center. I'm still involved in running the 911 center. I'm also involved in the Highlands Trail, coordinating the Highlands Trail. I run the Maryland Coordination and Analysis Center, which is a new program brought in here by the state of Maryland to serve Allegheny and Garrett County. And I'm now involved in several other programs that the county is involved in addition to the Bureau of Police and where we are today. I started out at $50,000. I've received 2 cost of living. I now make $52,700. And I'm not ashamed to tell you that.